Ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and I'm sure I don't have to do much convincing to get you to believe that the Democrat Party is not the party of law and order. But when they're the party of anti-law and order, and it's their leaders, well, then it gets even worse. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Hakeem Jeffries, the representative from New York, is the minority leader in the House of Representatives for the Democrat Party. He holds the position that Nancy Pelosi used to hold, and if Democrats take control of the House, he would be the Speaker of the House. It's a very powerful position. And yet, he doesn't want to protect our law enforcement officers. In fact, he wants to put them in harm's way, directly put them in harm's way. Why would somebody want to do that to our law enforcement officers? Why would somebody want to put them in harm's way? See, ICE is going around, they're making arrests, they're getting illegals out of this country, they're getting criminals out of this country, they're protecting you, they're protecting me, they're protecting our children and our grandchildren and our friends and our neighbors. But a lot of times, they wear masks, they wear sunglasses, they wear hats, they conceal their identity, and the reason they do this is because lunatic liberals will come after them, will come after their family. Absolutely, this is a problem. Their lives are in jeopardy, so they want to hide their identities. Well, Hakeem Jeffries wants their lives to be in danger. He wants them unmasked, and he has threatened to dox them, to let people know exactly who they are, directly putting their lives in danger. As far as I'm concerned, Hakeem Jeffries should be behind bars for making such a threat against our law enforcement officers. What a piece of work this guy is. I want you to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Cracking down. And it's raising questions over whether officers simply are protecting their identities or engaging in intimidation. Well, last week, a U.S. congressman confronted ICE officers arresting asylum seekers at a New York courthouse. Heavily armed and masked agents conducted an immigration raid near a popular restaurant in San Diego. And on Friday, masked agents of multiple agencies refused to identify themselves as bystanders as they detained a gardener in Western Massachusetts. The acting ICE director says the agents are covering up to protect their families.
People are out there taking photos of the names, their faces, and posting them online with death threats to their family and themselves. So I'm sorry if people are offended by them wearing masks, but I'm not going to let my officers and agents go out there and put their lives on the line and their family on the line because people don't like what immigration enforcement is.
One of the reasons that this has become an issue, we talked about the congressman who interacted with them. Another congressman, Dan Goldman, said that immigration officers were engaging in intimidation, essentially. Let's listen to what he had to say.
This is Gestapo-like behavior, where plainclothes officers wearing masks are terrorizing immigrants who are doing the right thing by going to court, following up on their immigration proceedings, and trying to come into this country lawfully, which is through asylum.
So in that case, it was at a courthouse where people were coming in for their regular check-ins, and what they're doing is they're dismissing the cases so that they can then arrest them on the outside. So that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, look, again, if it's about protecting the police officers, then I have absolutely no problem with it. ICE is not a local law enforcement or even state police where community policing gets involved. It's a whole different aspect and a different role. We've seen it before. We were talking during the break. I've seen my law enforcement, if they're doing a drug bus, big bus of crack houses and that sort of thing, it's not completely unwarranted. So, no,
if
it's
people
about
who are at the courthouse because they have a pending asylum
claim. But if
claim,
it's a policy, it's a policy.
You know,
the policy is